Dang, Mario, what you up to, dude?
Check it out, man. Doing a little bit of cardboard design. So Morgan checked out the transmission and everything looks good. We're gonna be able to run it, but he is having concerns about potentially destroying the stock bell housing, especially if we lean on it. So what we're gonna do for this race is just take our bell housing that we have and we're just gonna reinforce the insides, trying to make it as chunky as possible, and hopefully she lives and billet bell housing is on the wish list.
Yeah, so Mario's reinforcing the case here. Or he's working on it. He's making the little squares and triangles and whatnot. They're filling all the holes. We're gonna get it all welded up. I don't think we're gonna use this case. Morgan wants to use the case he's got, so we'll clean that one and take care of that one when it gets here, torch it up, and get it all welded in there. It's gonna be sweet. Definitely will help, but who knows if it'll solve all the issues. It'll at least try and hold it all together better, and that's the goal.
Yeah, stay tuned. More. The transmission saga never ends.
Huge shout out to Nate Dogg, watching the video, getting right on it, getting Mario and I parts. Mario's damper and my diff have both shipped, and so we will have a pro level diff by Thursday. I'm gonna need to get the trans out of this thing, yeah, we got a lot of work ahead of us. We've been doing all kinds of little things. I actually found two times that I liked more than the other one, so I'm gonna swap out both sides instead of just the one side. I know, I'm crazy. So, and then over here, I'm working on, I have all these solid bushings from my PCI solid bushing upper control arm pieces, but I'm working on, I'm gonna turn them down, all 3000s, so that they fit into these, not these ones, these are old ones. So they fit into these, and then into the upper, which will give me the added camber I need, and I won't need DA uppers. It'll actually give me more camber every direction. It'll be perfect. So those go in there. They don't fit in there right now, so I need to turn that all down and make it all right. It'll work out good. And yeah, we've just been doing all kinds of little things, making these little plates. Yes, sick. We got bolts going on this bad boy as well, so we got dots all in here. I need to pull each one out and Loctite them one by one and get one more bolt. I got two F12s at the house. I've got 6 dots out there, just trying to decide what's going to be easier. I know the F12s are going to be easier, but technically it's, I don't know, it's like 1 thread difference. It really doesn't matter that much, but it's nice to have everything perfect. Return line, knock that sucker out. Everything's coming together really good. So we're just trying to figure out with Morgan what to do with the trans, and we will be on to the next steps with the Prelude. Super excited, coming for that top 5, you know what I'm saying, because 868 or faster.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Super excited for everything we got coming though. Everyone's been working nonstop on all of the rides. I need to do buttons in the front bumper. So where I got that set over there is where the front bumper needs to sit. Currently it's about 4.5 inches with this lip. We're gonna mount the bumper with buttons, and then we're gonna cut that lip off, and it'll be sitting at about 5.5 inches then, which is 1/2 inch above 3 inches on the front. And I don't know on the rear yet. I'm thinking the rear's gonna be good. We'll know, or I mean the behind the front wheel, I mean by rear. I'm thinking that'll be good, but we gotta see once we put it on the ground. I know the scales are 2.5 inches. I need to fix this with some tape. That's just annoying. Oh yes, this is awesome. We're all just kind of tinkering, getting our stuff done. Super excited for September 7th and all the upcoming stuff. ICC, I think Mario and I may try to get back out to Flying H for my birthday weekend, October 20th. There's like a double header IFO streetcar takeover. And I don't know, I kind of want to try and get back to Brainerd too, but I think their only event is the same weekend as like World Cup or FL2K or something. And so that may not be possible, but that track was gorgeous, and I kind of want to go back and redeem myself on that track. It's a nice track, and I feel like the car could have scoot, boot, and boogied, but we had a couple hiccups, oil down the track, and we just had to come back and reevaluate the situation.
The lower the altitude we can get, like it makes a huge difference.
Such a huge difference, especially for us big engine guys, because we start building back pressure and everything just starts creating heat and we can't make any more power. We're just stuck. So the best thing for us is more air. All right, got the CRX all in here. I gotta pull the trans out. It's go time, baby. Pro level's on the way. So I gotta get the skirts off. So I gotta get the skirts off and roll forward a little bit, but sweet. Ooh, it's super low up front. I'm loving it. It's looking really good. Got her all racked up. I think I saw a wild cow somewhere around here. Mario, fresh off a breakfast burrito. You get to work. Dialing in. He's never had to look in the box for tools. So we got the CRX on the lift. Everything's going great. Mario's knocking things out. He got my catch pan and my wheels off already. I got the bumper off. He's down there looking at what cooks on everything. Boost pipe, all the junk. This is how we do it. Just rocking it out. We got the boost pipe off, shift linkage, everything's unhooked up or unhooked. Grounds, I got one ground left on the starter here, but I got everything off the main. I'm just gonna pop the starter off, slave cylinders off. Mario is working on the passenger axle now. Driver side's all done. Kick butt. These suckers aren't going back in either, so we're gonna get this all out, and then Harvey's gonna pick up the diff from us. So he'll have an LSD going in, Gear X. This thing has done awesome for us. We did one 138, but a ton of 1.4s and 1.5s, all that stuff. So it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, my car's 1.4, 1.5 with an open diff.
So with an open diff, so this is gonna kick butt. Yeah, this is awesome. So we're getting the trans out. Diff will be here Wednesday, it sounds like now, instead of Thursday. So we'll get this out, get it apart, get this diff out, and we're gonna run it down to Morgan, get everything dropped off, and we got to pick up the bell housing from him anyways. We had to go down there anyways. So the trans come out in just a sec. All right, trans is out. Gotta dial it in. We're gonna just pop the top, get the diff out, and kind of seal it back up so that everything's kind of the way it needs to be for Morgan, because I don't really need to mess with anything. I don't want to mess with anything. I don't want to pull any stacks apart. I don't want to do anything more than I need to do. So we're just pop the diff out. All right, so got everything torn apart. Jordan's fixing his headlight and doing some things. Ran to Ace, get some stuff so he can put his new fan on. Look at that thing. That's a nice fan. See the sucker dial. I turned it on. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So we're heading off to Morgan's. He said he's there. We got the trans, everything loaded up. Got to pick up Mario's bell housing. I'm gonna bring little Steve-O along. All right, so we got the headlight all in. Jordan's doing some body work right now. Mario's got the steering wheel going on, working on getting the horn and stuff on here, and we got to fix his blinker that doesn't blink here on the driver's side. So a couple of little things, but we got the trans all out and dropped off at Morgan. He's gonna go through, make sure everything's all right. There's a little bit of damage on the ring gear, but it's kind of normal wear and tear, so we'll get that taken care of, and then we'll get new bearings on the diff and the diff going all together. Super pumped for that. Pro levels and everything going in the car is gonna be a huge game changer, because we're actually gonna be able to run low pressures and really leave full tilt, you know, and just run it out the back. So super excited. Mario, what are you doing? Where are they? He went out to the field, got this fender. Venom.
Kind of dirty.
Venom. So yeah, we're cleaning the dirty fender off out of the field. Jordan's got some dents and some dings, man. This thing's gonna look way better with some wrap. Way straighter, way nicer. Chris, 4-foot Flames Phillips just swung by, dropped Steven's head off, his Type R head, so we can send all that stuff off to Wes, I think, and get everything built and ready to rock. Steven's hiding somewhere around here, going hard. He's getting the short block together. Jamie and him swapped rods and swapped a bunch of things, because Jamie actually had a set of rods that fit in his 81.5 bore. So then he didn't have to get different pistons, just put it all together the way it is. And then the rods that he had will work for Jamie in a big bore engine that Jamie already has, and everyone's just gonna be rocking. Or I think even maybe Harvey is gonna pick up the LS rods, I'm not sure, but we got everything figured out for Steven's engine. So we're gonna get this thing all cleaned off and prep for the wrap. We'll get a hold of Nick, see what's cooking on that guy. I know he's working on a buddy's Accord. It's looking fresh, but this thing is sick. Looking freaking sick. What are you doing?
You know, Mom's cutting, so I had to get my cutting attire, but so I cut all my cardboard squares, and then we realized that this bell housing actually has a different interior casting. So.
It's more chunk.
Yeah, which is good, but so just making some modifications to the ones already made. But
Are you forging right now?
Added ribs
Yeah.
for pleasure in here.
yeah.
So we got to cut a little more
Hold
because
on.
there's added ribs.
Here, yeah, hold on. I'm just gonna anneal this real quick, or whatever it's called. I might have needed to heat it up first, but we're gonna make a sword by the end of this. I think it should work. Dude, that's gonna be basically a billet bell housing.
All right, guys, you know the deal. It's time to get bucked up. We got Led Zeppelin here, and we are tearing, and we got some more to. Actually, we're not tearing at all. We're putting it back together. Don't even listen to me. So, we got to get this thing going back together. I need to pull the bolt out because the crank pulley, the ATI dampener, the new one showed up. Huge shout out to Nate Dogg. So go ahead, pull that off, slide the disc on. Make sure the belt and everything's all nice and tight, clean everything up real nice, and then we'll put the timing cover on it, the ATI, the alternator belt, suck the motor back up because we're still hanging down to pull the ATI off because the ATI, you can't put the puller or pull it off or anything without lowering it down. So lowering it down, did that. This side is still stout. Still need to get the one bolt. I got to run out and finish that out there in the field. I already started pulling it, but I need to get axles out and just to jack a couple things out there, take care of that. Then we'll have Mario all buttoned up to done. Steven, we got to hit up Trom, just check with Barry real quick on his pistons, make sure everything's good to go on that. Jordan's balance shaft delete kit's on the way, but Steven's pistons have just a slight overhang on the button. And Jamie's kind of do too, so it's not the end of the world. The pistons do fit in the hole, so it's definitely not the end of the world, but just want to make sure that's all right. Something we've noticed on Stevens that we didn't really notice before, so want to make sure that's all right and good to go. My car diff will be here tomorrow. Morgan's set to jet and ready to rock on that sucker. I need to get bearings, make sure I have bearings. This thing, I'll probably check the bolts and stuff while we're here. There's no reason not to, but it's looking good. Discs still look like they're nice and thick with lots of meat. Over here, the Prelude. Nick just came by yesterday and we knocked out, he knocked out all of the prep, pulling the door handles, the wing, the gas door, all of that stuff, the back lights and this stuff, you know, tail lights, all that stuff, headlights. So today we'll give it a wash in wet sand and she will be ready to start laying some panels. He'd like to start laying some panels today, but you got to see, we got to feel it out and see what time it is when we finish what we got to do as is. He does live an hour south, I live an hour north, so it does kind of put a damper on things late at night, but we still fight through it. We've got a sick hybrid racing shifter we're working on putting together for the Accord build. I got the Goon God here. Getting the wet sand, washing her off. Kick butt. Speed Fest, September 7th, be there.
Be there, be square.
Yeah. Looking good though, you're kicking butt. Loving it though, it's looking way fucking good, dude. Holy. I don't want to feel it, I'll mess it up. I can touch it? I'll touch it. I'm gonna touch it, guys. Woo! That's nice, dude. Woo! All those little bits that you used to feel, you got them, dude. Where the paint met the clear, where the clear met the Bondo, or I mean not the primer or whatever, yeah. Yeah, you used to feel the slight line and then the other line, but now there's no line. It's just smooth, no line, no line. Woo! The trunk looks super nice. Did you even have to do anything to the trunk, dude?
I just did like a
Quick scuff, dude. This thing is nice, dude. This is a good trunk. It's a good trunk, man. Where did you get this trunk? I love it. I love it. Kick butt, Nick. Get my boy right. Some sick stuff coming soon for ICC. I can't wait to be out there with the guys. We got a lot of good stuff planned. Sheesh. This is the final wash?
That's the final wash, brother.
Man. Putting in work today. If Kyle never freaking drilled a hole in his, man, we could have just gave him his hood back. But, you know, so nobody knows. And for those of you that watch, if you're here because you just watched the Prelude video, before Kyle bought the Prelude, before it came back from Texas, before it went to Texas, this hood came off the car. Carbon fiber hood went on. Car left. It was sold. Steven St. Pierre sold the car. Kyle bought it back years later. Carbon hood flew off and tore off, the hinges ripped. He had to get a silver one. And we already had this hood on Jordan's car because this car burned down a long time ago. So we needed a hood. And it just so happened to be the one with the MSD, everything, the same color. It's all from the Prelude. It's pretty crazy. Steven's getting his pistons going in. Over here, they're going crazy. Mario is working on his bell housing, cleaning up the plates so my dad can get it all welded up. While Jamie and my dad are working on getting old O-rings out for Steven's head. Weld up another head. Freaking got Mario's all back together on the driver's side here. I had to pull my socket off, but we're all tightened up. Belt's back on it and good to go. I need to zip tie these wires up, but all this stuff's ready to rock. Next up, Nick's about to throw down some panels. I'm gonna wrap the hood. Jordan's balance shaft lead stuff's on the way. The diff should be here tomorrow. We'll get all that stuff to Morgan, the bell housing and the diff, as well as Nick's going down. We're about to start cutting some sheets and throwing some wrap down on the hood and getting this thing set up. Well, we've still got a bunch of work to do, so thank you for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it. We're working on bringing you some awesome stuff for PFI Speed Fest at Kearney on the 7th, as well as ICC later in the month. I think it's the 26th or 27th. I gotta nail that down in my brain and on the calendar, but it's coming up quick and we're trying to get all these hot rods ready. So thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe down below. This is GoofyBuilt and peace out, guys.